Wow, welcome to Novice Snail Fan YouTube channel. We're happy to have you here. If this is your first time of navigating into this YouTube channel, please feel free to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, tag somebody that will need this information. If you find value on this video, give us a comment. Suggestions, contributions, queries are all welcome. All right, and so today we'll be taking the presentation to a different level. We'll get these questions most times when people ask, how do I feed my snails with a formulated feed? What should I do when this happens and all that? And so today I will be taking my time to explain how you feed your snails with your formulated feed so that you don't waste your feed, you get maximum result and all of that. So stay tuned until the end of this channel. Like I said, if you have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button now and also be the next among the first set of persons that will be seeing the next video by turning on your bell. Comments are always welcome when it comes to our YouTube channel because we attend to every person's directly. Now, we'll be taking this snail feed, formulated feeding process in 3 dimensions. Now, this is our snail feed. As you can see, it is dried. Now, the question most people ask is, should we give the snail feed to our snails dry? Should we wet the feed? Should it be moist or plaster or watery? Now the truth is this: you can feed your snails with your formulated feed in all the ways. That is, you can give it to them dry, you can give it to them moist, you can give it to them soaked, you can give it to them just as you wish. Yes. Now I'm going to also explain the benefit and the differences when it comes to using your formulated feed for your snails. Now, let's take a look at this. The dry feed. Now, you can give this to your snails just as it is, and they will feed off it conveniently. It will not kill them, it will not harm them. They will get the nutrient just as you have formulated. All right? Now, when you do this, that is when you give the dry one to your snails, please do not forget to add a dry, another tray of water. As you are giving them the dry feed, make sure there is water as a backup. So you give them the dry feed and you also have your water tray all in the same pen or in the same farm, so that as they eat the dry part, they also have water to go with it. Now, also take note here that it is advisable that if you are using the formulated feed to feed your snails, don't just resolve to just using the formulated feed. Also introduce vegetables. Give them vegetables. Don't forget that this animal, this livestock, likes vegetables. And so you cannot feed them without introducing what they are actually known for. The essence of your formulated feed is just to boost production, boost growth, boost the process to get to where you actually want to get to on time. If you're just using the fruit and the vegetables, it takes you a longer time to get to where you're going, but you'll sure get there. So when you are adding your formulated feed, don't ignore the fruit. Also introduce the fruit to your snails. It gives them a balanced diet. All right, and so this is for the dry feed. And then you can also choose not to give them the dry one. You can choose to add water. You add water to the feed to make it look very watery. It becomes like a paste. It becomes like a paste. Now, you take note here that this has also contained water in it. So, if you're giving them this without water, there's no harm. Because as they are feeding of these, they're also getting the water from it. So, it's more like you are putting the two in one, the feed and the water, all at once for your snails. And so they benefit completely from this, getting water and also getting the essence of the formulation. And so this is also another means of feeding with your formulated feed. Now, you're not turning it into a water log. Take note. You're just adding water to it so that it doesn't look dusty anymore and it's not separated. It's now molded together, which means for every bite they will take from this, it goes with water. And then you can also add water again, but this time around not like the previous. You add little water just to take off the dust. Now when you do this, the food is still dry, it's not that wet, and it's not dried. When you do this, you also must have water. When you are putting it into your snail, instead of snail pen, you must include water to it. Now if you take note of this, it's no longer dry and it's not that wet. This one is completely wet. This one is not wet, this is just moist. And while this is completely dry. Now all of them has their own advantages and disadvantages as well. When you have this that is not wet completely and it's not dried completely in your pen, if you have it in your pen today and by tomorrow the snails are unable to finish this feed, you can still give them this feed again by adding fresh ones to it. Alright? But if you have this and they are unable to finish it, it becomes bad. You have to discard and then introduce another. If you have this, the dried one, if they are unable to consume it, you don't throw it away. All you do is take it from the pen, put it under the sun, let the sun heat it for a while, and then you introduce it back. You can add fresh one to it if the quantity is reduced. You add fresh ones to it, and then you take it back to the pen for consumption. So either way, your feed is not completely bad, except for the one that is totally wet. If the one totally wet is not fully consumed, it becomes dangerous. And so this is the only time you get to waste food. But you can also control this. Knowing the numbers of snails you have in the pen, you can calculate the quantity that they will consume if you are doing this style, this process. Now, of all these, they are all working. So it's all about you choosing what you want for your pen or your farm. Don't resolve to one style. It is very okay to alternate them at intervals. You do this for a while, you do this today, you do another tomorrow, and all that. Just switch the options so the snails don't get used to one style of food. They will get this mindset of tomorrow meal is something new, next tomorrow meal is something else. So it becomes a way of giving your snail the best of meal at each service. Now we have a session in Raw Visual Snail Farm which is called Ask the Farmer. Ask the farmer. The link will be around this video or beneath the video, where you just click and it takes you straight to the farmer. Now, Ask the Farmer is a session where you just ask specific questions about your snail farm and you get answer. It is not a group where we gather different people all together. It's an individual process. You ask specific questions, your challenges in your farm as a farmer, or challenges in your farm as a beginner, or challenges that you see even before you want to begin the farm, and you get answer. The team is always there to respond to your questions 24/7. And now feel free to click on that and get in touch directly. Like we always say, if you have not subscribed to our Raw Vision Snail Farm YouTube channel, please do that. It takes nothing from you actually to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so that the next video that will be coming up, you will be among the first set of persons that will be notified by YouTube. Feel free to tag somebody that this video will be of benefit to. Share the link, share the video, and somebody will also appreciate what you have done. Well, feel free to drop your comment, your suggestion, your questions, whatever it is. Remember that Raw Vision Snail Farm YouTube channel is all about snails, all about snails. Anything that has to do with snails, we'll get it done here. We'll give you answers at no extra cost here. Just drop your questions and we'll give you value for that. I hope this video actually gives you complete value. We're looking forward to having your question. And please don't forget to subscribe. We love you. Raw Vision Snail Farm. We care.